Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Y'all know what time it is. We're continuing down Mock Draft Monday because, you know, we got to understand. I want to go through all the picks, all the selections, see what we can build as we get closer to fantasy draft season, I should say. But, I mean, it is good. I picked number 1, 12, and number 5. Let's go with pick number 7 today. So let's dive into that draft room and see what we can do on pick number 7 here on this Mock Draft Monday. So y'all know the rules. We've been doing it consistent. It is 12-team half PPR snake, 15 rounds, no defense, no kickers, and I am taking pick 7 like I said. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go a little bit different, but I guess I can't go different because the sleeper wants to take wide receivers early. And I said I was going to say, you know, what could I do by not taking running backs early? But now they forced my hand, and I got to go Breece Hall or Bijan Robinson as my first, so I'm going to go Breece Hall, and then we'll see. I'm going to go maybe wide receiver heavy as we move down to see what kind of running backs we can stack after the fact. I think that's kind of the mode in sense I wanted to go. This draft is crazy, y'all. Look at all these wide receivers getting picked clean right off the top, and it is only a half PPR, not full PPR, which is crazy. So let's go CO2, my guy. I told you I'm going to go and buck my trend. Usually I would take another running back, especially on the value that we did have at that moment. But I'm going to wait. I was true to my word. Let's see what we can do by stacking at least some more top-end wide receivers, potentially tight ends. We still got Travis Kelce there. You got Trey McBride, Mike Evans, Debo, Malik Neighbors, Cooper Kupp, and I mean, Devonta Smith. I mean, you can seriously see where I could go with Derrick Henry here as well. I'm conflicted because I want to build the best team possible, and in that sense, I would believe that that would be the best team possible. Picking a Derrick Henry at this point is the way to go. But you know what? Let's buck it. I was true to my word. Let's go Mike Evans. Big Mike, and we'll go Olave and Big Mike and see what we can do after the fact. I know a lot of y'all are saying it is half PPR. We need to get all our pass catchers and wide receivers, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I like to have my running backs a lot. Here, CJ Stroud don't really have done that either. It is interesting to pick him there. James Cook, my dude as well. Kenneth Walker, the third. Alvin Kamara. And then there's Smitty. Smitty, I could do that easily. And that's a decent wide receiver room with Olave, Evans, and Smitty. Be a lot of PPR upside, TD upside with a Mike Evans. I'll do it. I said I'm going to do it. Let's go. Let's go a little Smitty, Devonta Smith. So I got Hall, Olave, Evans, and Smith. So there you go. Let's see what we can do with our running backs as we move down. If I get an Alvin Kamara, I'm pretty happy. Then, you know, a lot of the, see, and it is there. So the trends are pushing in that direction where you could go here in the middle rounds, whether it's 5, 6, or 7, where you can snag a top-end running back early, pick up a lot of depth here at the wide receiver spot, and still come back and snag yourself an Alvin Kamara to team up with a Breece Hall. I understand a lot of people are getting a little bit negative on Alvin. I am not. I do believe that, you know, his last season was circumstantial based on how the team dynamic did go down. Where's the quarterbacks at? We got Joey B. We got Dak Prescott. I'm going to wait on Jordan Love, man. Feeling love for love because it is that good. And then you got Ramondre down here. So it is a little bit of a risk to say Ramondre to be your running back 3, but I don't hate it whatsoever. He got his contract. He's going to be, you know, given the rock a lot. Volume upside is going to be there. And you still got plentiful wide receivers down the board. I do like this a lot. George Kittle, I'll wait for my tight end now because I've gone so many wide receivers, and I'll go a little Ramondre. Dre with an Alvin Kamara and Breece Hall. That is not a bad squad to start whatsoever. You gotta like how that is actually working out. Typically, I like my elite running backs to back my trends just in case injuries do happen. And I mean, you know how it goes for me. There's Hollywood. You do like that as well. I'm a huge Hollywood supporter this year with Patrick Mahomes. I think it's going to go extremely well. And here's where all the running backs do start to fall off a cliff quite a bit. Yes, you got tandem depth in the running back spot that you can absolutely fill your roster with while adding more wide receiver talent like a Hollywood Brown. And it is, I mean, Brian Thomas potentially being that guy. Christian Watson still there. So you do like it, man. Your wide receivers I'm going to go Hollywood here. Hollywood because, I mean, there is a lot of depth here in trade value as well. If you do have more productivity than you can roster at your wide receiver spot and your running backs do start to thin out just a little bit, I completely understand going in that direction. Where the hell did Jordan Love go? Did he get drafted? He got drafted. Where's Jordan Love, man? Holy, he got drafted before on that last one. So I did not feel the love for Love, and I'm putting myself in a situation where, okay, you can wait now and go Trevor Lawrence, go Aaron Rodgers, and then, you know, build the quarterback Kirk Cousins, build your quarterback in the aggregate that way. In this sense, you might have to roster 2 quarterbacks to, hedge your bets in that respect as well. And there's Christian Watson. So I'm going to continue down this path, even though I do want to go with a running back here. Maybe I'll wait for hopefully a Trey Benson to come my way. Brian Robinson. Let's go. I said I was going to do wide receiver draft at number 7. I'm going to do wide receiver draft, and I'm going to go Christian Watson, Mr. Lightning. I do believe in the skills, in the talents, and I do believe that if he can stay on the field, he is going to be an absolute dynamo this season, scoring touchdowns, making big plays. I do like it quite a bit. Quarterback, like I just said, I'm going to wait on that one till the next round. Running backs, let's see what we got here, and it's gone. See, so Benson's gone. That's not good. No bueno. I don't like it, Tyjae. I get it. Everybody likes themselves some Tyjae Spears. But see, you're a little thin at this point when it comes to the top-end appeal based on value at the running back spot. So now I'm forced to go a little – I mean, I do like Tyjae Spears a lot, but I mean, how is that backfield really going to go with a Tony Pollard and company? So I'm going to go Brian Robinson. I do like the fact that they will go tandem with a Austin Eckler. Yes, the touches should go down just a little bit, but I don't hate it at all whatsoever. Jaden Daniels, maybe it's time I do pick my quarterback at this point, but let's, maybe I'll wait again. And let's see what we got at the running back spot. You almost got to build it. I know a lot of people are saying, don't sleep on Zeke. He's going to get the touches. Don't like it. He's old, man. He got old. He got slow. Your tight end, where are we at? Pat Freiermuth right here as well. We are in pick number 10. And I'm going to need a quarterback, and I'm going to miss out on Freiermuth as well coming down. So who could I get? Sinet. I'm going to really, really buck a lot of the way that I typically build my teams, and I don't really care for it at all. So, in this sense, let's see if we can wait on a Trevor Lawrence on the way back. Gus Edwards should get a lot of work, so let's go running back in that sense as well. Now we have at least 5 running backs, 2 of which, are going to be very much volume dependent. That may not be there. There goes Trevor Lawrence right there. So I did mess up in that sense. I should have took Lawrence at that point. Leaves me very much hamstrung here. We're going to go Deshaun Watson maybe a little later. Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles. Okay, I'll go Kirk Cousins. Get myself a quarterback. I should have actually went Pat Freiermuth there. That was my mistake. Should have went Freiermuth, waited on the comeback, got Kirk Cousins, and maybe potentially the backup plan with an Aaron Rodgers or a Deshaun Watson. It's one of those situations. You see, this is why I don't like drafting this way. A lot of people do like drafting their teams in this manner. I do not. It is not good. Josh Palmer, Gabe Davis. I'll go a little Gabe. Who's at the tight end spot because I really do need one. Luke Musgrave. He's got a lot of skills. You know what? We'll do that. No, because I got Christian Watson. Don't like that either. Ben Sinet should come back to me on that sense. Coming back. I'll go a little Gabe. Gabe Davis. And then, okay, I should have picked a quarterback. I'm pushing it. I get it. The draft did not fall the way I wanted it. Now I'm looking silly in this fashion. Don't like it whatsoever. So it's Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson. Okay, Baker was good, but you know what? Let's go with Deshaun Watson. You got to think that these Cleveland Brownies are actually going to do something. We'll see what happens. I need a tight end now. Benson, fall to me. Going to go be banking on a rookie to be my tight end 1, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Ben Sinet. He is a baller, by the way. Scouting report should be out for him as the offseason does go on. I will get Ben Sinet's scouting report. He's a good one. Former fullback. He's got a lot of skills, a lot of, athletic traits. He is very physical. He's got good hands. I do like myself some Ben Sinet as well. So at this point, based on the fact that I went wide receiver heavy very early, and I didn't take necessarily value over the, talent of these players. You got Darnell Mooney, and then what are you left with here at the running back spot? You got a Madison. He's going to be I don't know why I got him highlighted there, but he's going to be teaming up in the backfield with a Zeus White, and we'll see how that does shake down as well. They could have a decent tandem in Las Vegas as well. As Garendo, another rookie to keep your eye on. But again, here we go. So now you're going to be stacking all your wide receivers, and I'm going to go Mooney, and it just based on the fact that I have so much wide receiver talent that I could absolutely go in that sense and make a trade for another running back down the board later on. I do not like what had happened with my quarterback or my tight end as I did, maybe push it a little too far. But again, this is why we mock. We want to mock to see what we can do, and a lot of people were saying, I do like drafting a lot of my wide receivers later as it is, or earlier to get the elite talent, and then get my running backs later as it is deep. But I see it the other way. The running back spot, when you're talking about elite talented running backs, they will get picked clean early on, even though this sleeper draft did go early with Lamb, St. Brown, Chase Hill, Jefferson, all in the top 6 picks with CMC going at number 3. So you got to understand, man, this draft was kind of pushing my thought process just a little bit. So my team, Kirk Cousins as my quarterback coming off the Achilles. I don't like that whatsoever. I mean, and then I got Deshaun Watson to back him up. I never take 2 quarterbacks in redraft leagues basically ever, but in this case, because I am going to be, playing, almost like a flyer each week, who's got the better matchup, I almost got to go in this sense. Breece Hall as my running back 1, Alvin Kamara as my 2. Don't hate that whatsoever. I still believe, Alvin Kamara was almost at an 80% clip when it came to boom rate last year, so you got to understand that volume and PPR upside is definitely going to continue down that path with an Alvin Kamara, but now I doubled up with Chris Olave, so that's another situation. I hate having 2 players of the same team, at different positions, unless it's quarterback and then wide receiver, running back. Outside of that, I hate having 2, but at least I got the 2 best ones on the New Orleans Saints with my guy CO2, Chris Olave, Mike Evans. Hopefully it does continue down that path with a Baker Mayfield, that they do continue to score touchdowns and produce a lot of numbers, which is very high possibility. So the value in the 3rd round for Mike Evans is very good. Benson at my tight end in the 14th round. Can't hate it, but I'm definitely going to be hitting the waiver wire to try to get productivity early, because there is no sense that he's going to be starting in this offense just yet. So until that does happen, we got to be playing the wire to get a better tight end. Devontae Smith, Smitty, PPR upside for him for sure. We know what his stats are. He can put up a great deal of them playing alongside an A.J. Brown. Got Ramondre Stevenson as my running back 3 on this team. It is a risk, but you're still banking for that PPR upside, volume heavy upside for him this year with these New England Patriots. You got Hollywood, Christian Watson, so a lot of speed, a lot of potential talent. You got Jordan Love playing as well as he did last year. Hopefully that does continue. Hollywood playing with a Patrick Mahomes boy. You got to believe that's going to be very good as well and pay a lot of dividends. Brian Robinson, and then here's where it comes into the play of me trying to say I'm going to take tandem running backs to help support my running back room with Brian Robinson and Gus Edwards. Hopefully Gus can find his way into that end zone in LA. Going to be a tough sledding in that running back room with the Chargers, no question. How is Austin Eckler going to affect a Brian Robinson? Definitely something in question. Gabe Davis, flyer in the 12th round. You cannot dislike it whatsoever. If he does pan out, then, man, you hit an absolute gem once again. I understand why a lot of people are sour on Gabe. I'm going to give him one more shot at this, and then Deshaun Watson to back it up, like I said, and then a Darnell Mooney to finish it off in the 15th round as a late round wide receiver flyer with potential upside. Gives me I fell into it as well with Kirk Cousins. Gives me the tandem between the 2 of them, so maybe the points do roll with them. But this team I don't like as much. Wish I would have stayed on point. Went off script just a little bit to what I typically do. This team does have a lot of good pieces, but you're going to have to hit that waiver wire and make some trades to improve it that much more. So there you have it. That is Mock Draft Monday, doing a little bit of off-script stuff for me because I take a lot of my running backs, like you guys know, over my wide receivers, as I do believe the wide receiver depth in these drafts is a lot better than the running backs. Get your elite running backs first and then build out your team that way. Back it up with a good quarterback so you don't have to do this rotational piece of quarterbacks. Again, not something I really like to do in my fantasy teams, but I said I was going to go down this path to see what team I could build. It's not a terrible team, but you're definitely going to have to revamp as the season does go with trades, waivers, and such, because you will not compete with those top-end elite teams at this point. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. What do you think of this team? You like it? You dislike it? What would you change? Throw it in the comments. We can definitely talk it out, but we'll see you next time. I am out.